What's up, guys? I'm Cody with Hitch. If you're not familiar with us, wife and kids, we're selling everything and we're going to start traveling the country in the fifth wheel. I'm going to explore everything and see what happens. Today I'm going to do a little video on installing the Viair onboard air system in my truck. Alright, let's see what we got in the box here. I'll go ahead and show it to you as I'm taking it out, and we'll kind of get a feel for what we're about to probably not accomplish today. Viair Ultra Duty onboard air system. So this is what it'll look like in the box here. Still trying to learn how to use this gimbal I got here, so bear with me on this one. So looks like we got the air tank here, all your connections, hose, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna get it all set out on the table and we'll see what we got. Alright, so what we got here? There's your hose, you got your tank, you got your compressor, which is actually a lot heavier than I expected. Got you some hose here, either way. Got you a nice dash mounted switch, which probably is not going to go in the truck. I'm going to put it somewhere outside, I believe. This is your little filter there. Got all the hardware you need. Your wire with the inline fuse, run to your battery. Get your air chuck, pressure regulator, and I got to get my little roll of Teflon tape, but that seems what this is. Actually, it comes with extra filters too. So it comes with everything you need to install. Get underneath the truck and I'm gonna see if I can find a good spot to mount this. Check it all out, and then I'll bring you under there and show you kind of what it's gonna look like, where I'm gonna put it, and all that good stuff. So be back in a minute. Alright, so I've been under the truck for the past hour. Yeah, I can't figure out where I want to put this thing, but I believe I've got something. So I'm going to show you an idea. I can't promise this is where it's going to go, but we're going to figure it out from here. So, ooh, let's see here. I can get this thing to cooperate. Alright, so if you can see, I am right here in front of the back tires. So let's see here. I'll look straight up. Turn the light on. And I don't know if you can see my marks, but that's where I'm going to put it. Somewhere up under here. And then I believe I'm going to do the... I believe I'm going to do the other part on the other side of the chassis a little further up. So when I get done, I'll come under here and video it and show it to you and let you see exactly what I've accomplished or haven't accomplished. Alright, so we got it going. I drilled the holes where I'm going to mount the air tank, and still got to do the holes for the compressor and exactly figure out where that's going, but figured out where the air tank's going. So I'm going to show you that in the back of the truck real fast. Let me see if I can get this camera to turn around. Alright, so looking inside the back of the truck, there's my 4 holes, and just to kind of give you a perspective of where it is, I drilled them in the front passenger side there. So that's where I'm going to put the bolts down through, and the air tank will mount up under there. I don't know if you can see that, and then the air compressor will go over that way a little bit, somewhere up over there. Get back with On camera, you can't do anything. Alright, I think that'll work. Go ahead and tighten up these last couple real fast. Alright, so let's show you what it looks like. Got two compression fittings on this side, little pieces screw on and off, you stick your hose on them. Then you got your relief valve, and then that's your drain valve. On the other end I got another compression fitting, and I got your pressure valve there. That's what kicks your compressor on and off. Tells it when to turn on, when to turn off. So got all of those installed. Go ahead and try to get the tank mounted up, and I'll show you what that looks like when I get done. Alright, so it's about 9:30 at night. I gave up on filming there for a while. So it took me about 3 hours to figure out where to place everything. I finally found a good spot for it all, and got it installed. You're definitely going to need a second person to help you hold up any of these pieces, or at least hold the screws down or tight or something, so that you can get them in. I had to call my neighbor over to come help me hold up the actual tank itself to get the screws on. It was a little difficult. And then running wires and stuff like that. I thought Viair provided everything, but come to find out they don't. When you're looking at all this stuff, so here's the diagram. You wire from your compressor to your pressure switch, which is what controls when to kick the compressor on and off. All of that's provided. So is the one from the battery to your pressure switch, but your on and off switch and your gauge, there's no wire provided for that. Didn't read that, didn't see it anywhere. I don't know if it was advertised and I just missed it, but you're going to need wires to run from your pressure switch up to your on and off switch, and then you're going to need a wire to run from some 12 volt power source. I called Viair and they suggest running it to your actual ignition. I'm not going through that kind of trouble. So what I did was I bought some splice crimps, and tapped into the 12 volt wire I ran from the battery on the truck back to your pressure switch. So I tapped into that, and I ran it up through the bed up to a secondary switch that I added, which I'm glad I got, because when I went to plug in into the bottom, the little connector that goes into the bottom of your on and off switch, the whole thing pushed all the way up in. So it's just a cheap plastic switch that's apparently not worth a damn. So I'm gonna have to replace that, or just go with my little push button switch. So I'm gonna show you where everything's at, kind of give you an idea on it. Looking at probably 6 hours it took me to do all of this. That's not including finding where to place all this stuff. Some of it was a pain, some of it was easy, but I got away with not having to actually drill any holes in any of the frame, except for the self-tapping screw I put in for the ground. So I put a ground in the frame, and then the other holes I drilled to hang the compressor and the tank itself, I drilled in the bed of the truck. So it's up through the bottom of the bed of the truck, and I'll show you where those are in the bed. So those bolts go down. Most of them are going to be covered by my external fuel tank when I do drop that in. So I'm not concerned about that, but I mean, you always have screw heads in your bed anyway on most trucks, so it don't make no difference to me. It's not gonna bother me, and it won't keep me from putting anything in here. So I did not drill any hole for my air chuck connection to connect the air hose. I found a little hole and I ran it down through the bed as well, so I'll show you that. Let me get the camera turned around. Alright, here we go. Alright, so bed of the truck, got a little round hole on both sides. You see the cap in that one. So I put it in there. That'll make it easy. It just clips in and out there. So way up there is where you can see where I mounted some of my stuff. I think what I'm going to do is, once I put that external fuel tank in, I want one that has a toolbox with it. I'm going to mount my gauge inside the toolbox. So what I did was, that's the gauge, that's your on and off switch. I let it pump up to 50 psi just to let it hold for the night and see if I have any leaks. But as you can see, the little piece right there, you see how it pushed in? So I can pull it back out, but it's broke. So this is the little toggle switch that I added. So it's an on and off switch, you just press it. So that runs down through the actual outside of the truck, and these run between the cab and the bed of the truck. So I'll show you that from underneath. Oh, and then that's the actual compressor screw holes. And then I was only able to get 3, but it is tight in there, so the air tank's not going anywhere. So that's cool. I'll show you that from out here. So I mean, you really can't even notice them. So grab a light. All right, so where I mounted everything was right here underneath the truck. Go underneath there, check it all out. All right, so here you got your fender well, got your back tires. So if you look straight up on the outside of the frame, that is the air tank. So on this end, I've got both my connections for my air hose. One runs to the back of the truck to the chuck you saw. The other one runs straight up to the gauge. So if you look on the other side, you got your pressure switch there, which is wired straight across onto the other side of the frame with the compressor there. And then that's the ground. Then I'm gonna have to put a little paint on, cover that up. So all my wires were ran all through the truck all the way up to the front. But it was actually not bad once I got it all figured out. So, but again, there's your compressor, and as you can see, the little air intake I put right there just above it. Now that is above my exhaust, but I don't believe it's going to bother it because there's a good foot, maybe 14 inches between the two. And the light's dying too. So, and then here's another view of the air tank. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. So there's the air tank itself. So overall, it wasn't too bad. I may try to draw a diagram just to post with the video, but we'll see how that goes. So to give you a little perspective from this end, again, you got the air compressor closer to the center of the truck, and then the air tank runs long ways like the truck this way, and the air compressor runs side to side, and they're all wired together there. The diagrams fairly simple. Other people have shown how to put it all together. So if you got any questions or anything like that, I'll gladly answer them. I'll try to show a little bit more if I can, but I think that's going to be about the best I can do right now. So we'll see how it works out. It did air up just fine, and it got to that 50 psi in a matter of, I don't know, 30, maybe 35 seconds. So it does pretty well so far. I haven't used it, haven't even plugged the air hose in yet. Haven't tested that part. So I have to do a little wiring fixes tomorrow and spray a little bit of spray paint on that ground and go from there. But we're gonna get it taken care of one way or the other, and I'll do a little review, you know, in a couple days, and then I'll post a video after that. So all right guys, I'm going to bed. Got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so y'all have a good one. All right, so it's been a couple days since I started this project. I let the air tank air up to about 50 psi the first day, and it held overnight with no problem. The second day I aired it up to a little over 100, and I used the air compressor for a couple things to try it out, and then I left it at about 75, and it held for probably about another 30 hours with no problem, no leaks, no nothing. So just gonna show you one more time what I did, how I did it. If you got any questions or like to see some other things, let me know. I wanted to video a little bit more of the process, but kind of got aggravated with some things, and it's not as easy as they claim it is. I mean, I'm fairly mechanically inclined, but you know, I guess everybody runs into issues from time to time. So here's where I put my outlet at, and got the hose hooked into it right now. So I am going to change this out to something I can use for dually tires. And I may get a whole nother setup here, and I am going to get another hose, but so you can hear how it works. And I ended up having to change that little switch out that broke. So I got my push button switch here, and I got another switch here. So there's already water, moisture inside of that. So clearly this isn't exactly waterproof, or by no means, so probably not the best place to have it, but it is a little cool today and it rained all night. So let's turn it on. So you can flip this switch and nothing happens because I put this one in here. I just want to make sure my kids don't come out here and play with it. So, and then the compressor kicks on. So I'll show you under the truck where everything's at. So you got the tank, and then there's the compressor. So I put everything right here, convenient. When I get my toolbox and fuel tank in one, it's going to go right here against the cab, and then this will go inside of it, and I'll still have this out here if it's feasible. I think it'll be fine, but we'll check it out. So any questions, holler at me. I don't mind, I'll answer whatever. And thanks for watching. If you need any help with yours or any answers on how I did mine to figure it out, let me know. Please like and share, subscribe. Thank you.